Hello everyone, Auto Expo 2023 is underway and it has some really good looking cars coming from Tata Motors, and I have the man responsible for it. I've got Martin, Head of Global Design for Tata Motors. Martin, welcome to our interaction on AutoX.
Hello.
How has Auto Expo been for you so far?
Yeah, it's been overwhelming in the sense of the excitement and the attendance that we're getting and the reaction to all of the products that we've launched yesterday and over the Auto Expo.
Before we get to the cars for an event like this, what goes on in the head of a man who is responsible for it?
Well, we've been working on these products. We've been working on this for now 4 years. We did the concept in 2020. And now we've been working and deliberating on this production car for the better part of 2-3 years. And there's still some time to go to get it out for 2025. At the same time, the Curve, the Harrier, the Avinia, all of these products, these are multi-year things. So it's really great when you come to an event like Auto Expo and you see that actually all the work, all the efforts that's being done is actually in the right direction. It's almost giving us like a reassurance that we're on the right track.
Right. So we'll start off with the Sierra EV. Now, when it was first unveiled, it had a lot of design approaches that we would say were very concept-like the greenhouse, the green plants, and everything inside.
Yeah.
How do you scale it down, but also maintain that?
Well,
element?
I think most people should look at it in the context of. In 2020, we showed the concept, which had a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
This is the production car now, and it's how much of that have we translated into production. So we still have the lounge seat layout, which will be an option for the customers, but also a conventional 5-seater. This is a 4-seater layout. We do have the large DLO, but for instance, this is now a plastic finisher.
Yeah.
This is a drop-down glass, and this is a fixed glass, which actually hides all the sheet metal. So everything is really seamless, like an Apple product, very pure. And then we have a large panorama roof, in between the roof rails. But when you sit in it, it has a really large glass experience. And of course, the signature is this B-pillar and the wrap over. That is the signature of a Sierra. So you don't have to see the name. You'll immediately know when you see the vehicle driving down the road that it's clearly an iconic vehicle.
Yes. And very interesting choice of words. You said like an Apple product. So I think minimalism is what is often related to as futuristic these days. So how do you strike that balance?
Well, I mean, as a designer, I'm a big believer in modernism, in terms of modernist design. And if you look at the philosophy of modernist design, it's about less is more, creating something that is as timeless as possible so it doesn't age. The Sierra, this Sierra Mark II, I want this to be as iconic as the original in terms of, its life.
Yeah.
That follows actually very similarly the design philosophy of the original Sierra. When you look at it, it was also a very stable design, very, very strong in its stance.
Flat lines.
Flat lines, and that creates almost like a strength, in terms of how it sits on the road and makes it very iconic. So we really analyzed a lot of that when we were starting this project.
Great. So, would you be kind enough to show us around the car and perhaps share some stories of design as to what went into it? Because from the back here, of course, a lot of these newer cars today are jumbling things up, packing as much as they can.
Yeah, I want to get rid of all of that. So I don't want to have any of this. There's lots of letters and engine size, special edition,
variants.
This and that. You will just have Sierra in the taillight, the end-to-end taillight. But you can see it's all very clean. But fundamentally, the one thing that's iconic about this, most vehicles have the split line running straight down and the lamps are split. But what we did was we made this clamshell tailgate, which is going into production. And what it does is it allows us to have, an uninterrupted lamp. It's now going to be a one-piece lamp, end to end.
This will be in the production as
yes,
well.
this is exactly what you're going to get.
Okay.
And what it does is it just simplifies everything. And as soon as we showed this to the management, our management was like, "Of course, we're doing that."
Yes.
You can also see the badge. What we've done is we've tweaked the badge because we've made it flatter. We've made it simpler. It's package protected to be illuminated, which we believe is going to be legislatively possible.
Yeah.
And we also hide the radar
Oh,
and
inside that.
Inside that. So sometimes you see vehicles which were designed before ADAS systems and so
Yes,
forth,
correct.
and you see some sort of like I always say it looks like a GoPro stuck on the back.
Yes.
So I want to get rid of all of that. So everything, even you can see the parking sensors. Everything is now, it's all there,
Right.
but it's all hidden. Everything that you see here is what you're going to get. So for instance, the wipers will be hidden at the top in the spoiler, and they will be hidden, so you don't have the spindle here in the glass, things like that. So everything is about decluttering it and just making it much simpler.
And it looks very simplistic, and I think that is why.
Yes, and that follows the overall design philosophy that Tata Motors has.
Yes. Let's take a look at the front, because we've already spoken about the sides.
So you can see we wanted to create a very proud bonnet. So it's very high, very wide, very clean, very simple. And everything is starting with the DRL, and all the lines are fundamentally running horizontally, which creates this very wide, again, like the original one, this real command driving position, real stability.
And here we are inside the Tata Sierra EV. Martin, firstly, thank you for letting me be in here, because I realize the amount of delicacy that goes into putting these things together and letting us in. I feel privileged. My day has been made. So thank you for that. Yes.
Well, I mean, the first thing, it's hard to believe that we're sitting in a 4.3 meter vehicle. This is the lounge class option that we'll be offering. Yeah. We're sitting a little bit farther back. The more conventional five-row, five-seater will be a little bit more forward with a little bit more boot space. But we were talking about what makes a Sierra. This glass panorama roof, which we're going to be offering, will really give you that experience. There's going to be a number of features here. We're going to have storage for a screen here for the lounge version option. Okay. We also have, you can see, it's on this side of it.
Okay.
Or actually, it's on.
I won't.
But you can see, I have now the footrest that eventually can fold out. Seat reclines. This option is for obviously potentially a chauffeur-driven vehicle. Yes. Right. So we kind of call it the boss in the back.
Yes. And the boss can sit both sides.
He can sit on both sides. Yes. But you can imagine somebody professionally working in this environment. The production car will have a fold-out table, obviously a charger for your phone, charger for your laptop, armrest and everything like that. So it's a really professional working environment if you're being driven to work or whatnot. But you can see this being an option that's applied to a lot of customer needs. Right. And like I said, there's the conventional 5-seater option as well, which caters to it.
And this what's really nice. Sorry to cut you in, is the fact that we can really relax. And I have to say, Martin, with me being laid back, both of us, I have to say this is the most comfortable I've been for the past 2 days in the expo. But with this approach, I think what you're really going for, what will stand out, is usually if somebody wants the boss experience for cars here, they end up getting way bigger cars, and in our traffic situations,
that's right,
it's a bit of a hassle to be driven around. So do you think that will be something that will stand out with this form factor?
Definitely. I mean, look, what we're offering is very human-centric value for money. We're offering a car experience that is definitely a class higher in terms of perception. When we talked about outside with the size, people think this is a bigger vehicle than it is. And at the same time, here in the interior, this is definitely a class bigger. So I think there's something to be said about being responsible, that we're offering that experience, but maybe in a smaller footprint.
Yes. And I think that will resonate with a lot of people.
It's a good message. So it's all about everybody experiencing it together. So one of the elements we have is on the instrument panel, we have the speaker, which is right in the middle of that horizontal bar.
Oh yes,
that's actually we call that the sound bar.
Yes. And it took me a second to notice, that's because when you said, I was looking for it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, there it is.
And when we were doing the design competition internally, our leadership identified this theme as the one that should be chosen from an instrument panel design, because they said nothing brings people together like music. Yes, so that's the one thing that we can all experience together, no matter if I'm sitting in the first row or the second row.
Or which generation we belong
Exactly. So the only discussion will be whose Spotify account is overriding whose generationally.
Correct. Yes. It's truly, Martin, it's been a wonderful conversation. Thank you again for letting us inside.
Cool, thank you.
Sit with us, have this nice conversation. We really look forward to what this takes shape come 2025. As of now, it looks really interesting. We can only wait.
I'm
and
really
see.
looking forward to driving with you.
I would
in this
absolutely love
vehicle.
that. Yes, and talk about and revisit these things once again.
Exactly.
And then we can perhaps take a stage by stage look, like where the Sierra EV started way back.
Exactly.
Came back in 2020 and where it's been in 2025.
All right, it was a pleasure.
We wish you the best of luck.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks.